What's going on YouTube? It's Maffu here, and as you guys know, I am migrating to my brand new kingdom 3743. Led by the King Shoutout, this is a very strong KVK 3 kingdom, entering KVK 4, and this will be my destination kingdom for my last KVK 4 and my first KVK 5 and beyond. Now currently migration opens up in 7 days and 19 hours, and for this video, I'll be going through all the preparations that you would need to do if you're preparing to migrate. So let's enter my city and check things out. Before we get into the video, I want to highlight a big supporter of mine, Mr. Duma Jack here. He messaged me earlier that he was actually in the top 0.1% of my viewership, 154 videos that they watched. That is absolutely insane. I was their top channel. So shout out to Duma Mike. If you guys have got your YouTube wrapped, make sure you send me it if you guys are in my top, and I'll highlight you in a video. So that's Mr. Duma Jack from Kingdom 3800. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Send me yours if you got one. Back into the video. First and foremost, when you're about to migrate, there's a couple things that you might need to do. This is not always the case, but you might have to fill your hospital up. If you do it during KVK, you get increased capacity, and my hospitals can go up to 690,000 troop capacity. Some people might be up to like 720,000. This is a big step for reducing passport costs because passports are expensive. Now, as you can see, I already started the heal to my hospital, and it'll be finished in roughly 9 days. And if you remember correctly, my migration is in 7 days, so I'll just have to use like 2 days of speed ups when I migrate. It is good to start your hospital healing before you migrate, due to the fact that you're using resources on hand rather than resources you'll have to use when you migrate. So it is a big tip to do that, and that is the first thing you should be looking at. Now the second thing you should be looking at is this troop and resource return. If you can migrate before you get your troops back and your resources back, which is, I'll be getting roughly, I think it's 700,000 troops back, a little bit over 700,000, and for resources I'll be getting 1.7 billion, but unfortunately my kingdom does not open up in time. But if you can migrate before the time return, you'll be able to get these troops and resources in your next kingdom. This will save passports. You'll also start off with a little bit of a boost in your resources, which will be very nice. And you might be wondering, would you have to skip KVK rewards to do that? You do not. As you can see, we'll get all the KVK rewards in 5 days, and we get the troops returned in 7 days. So it's 2 days after the troop return. Now my migration, as you guys saw, was 7 days and 19 hours. So I will get my troops returned 14 hours before the migration opens up, which is a little bit unfortunate for me. But it is fine. I have calculated for that, and I'll show you guys in a second. Now you heard me talk about passports a lot, and I'll quickly flash on screen the passport cost per power. Passports are very important to get, and they're quite expensive. They're hard to get, and what I would recommend you do is to, if you're planning on migrating in the future, to save up your alliance silver. As you guys know, each passport costs 600,000 silver, and you're able to save up a lot of silver and be able to migrate for practically cheap or basically free after saving up for a while. Now the best ways to get this alliance silver is honestly donating these Aethelflood heads or any of these. These will give you silver. You can also donate blueprints, but obviously blueprints are a little bit more useful than Aethelflood heads. So hey, make sure you save up your Aethelflood heads and you can increase your silver like that. Now that's kind of the main way you get passports, by silver, but there's also a very good way to get passports that's relatively cheap, and that is the Super Value Bundle. Now this is called the New World Bundle, and it has several tiers. I think you can go up to 10 gold chests on this bundle, which is crazy, but it's actually one of the most valuable bundles in the game. Now I recommend, if you're a low spender, you buy the first tier at least per month, if not the second tier. Now after you buy the first 2 tiers, the passports per dollar goes down. So typically if you buy the first 2 tiers, your passports will be, 1 passport is worth $5. Anything other than the first 2 tiers, the passports per dollar goes down. So it's less value the more tiers you buy. Now obviously people max buy this bundle because it's only a monthly refresh. So people that spend a lot of money on this game definitely do get the New World Bundle, because passports are something you'll always need, and you don't want to be in a situation where you need to migrate and don't have passports. Alright, so that's basically everything you need to know about passports. Let's talk about migration. Now migration itself is not too difficult. You would just go to this menu, you press Kingdom Overview, and you click the kingdom that you want to migrate to. Now if they're currently in KVK, you'll be able to register for the kingdom but not actually migrate, but it will prompt you to be able to migrate after the period is open. Now what I do recommend is you message someone in the kingdom that you're planning to migrate to before you migrate. There's a big thing in this game called illegal migration, and Basically what it is when someone migrates to a kingdom without messaging anyone first, and what's going to happen to you if you do illegal migrate into a kingdom is your account will probably get zeroed on repeat, and they'll just follow you around the whole kingdom until you either A, quit the game, B, bubble, or C, migrate again. So I highly recommend only migrating to kingdoms that you have gotten approval of first. All you need to do is go to the Alliance R99C, and you can search that up in your Alliance tab right here. If you go to settings and you go to Alliance list, you could look up R99C, you go to their main alliance, and boom, migration open, migration officer Broda. You go to alliance members and you just message Broda if you want to migrate. You know what I mean? That's basically the gist of migration. Let's talk about something that new players might be messing up on. As you guys know, as you play this game, you get a lot of resources in your bag. Now, the thing that new players typically do is open all these resources up, which I highly don't recommend doing, due to the fact that if you migrate, you keep every single resource in your bag, but you don't keep any of the resources that you have on hand. All these resources will be lost, everything in the bag will stay. So as a contingency plan, I typically keep all my resources in my bag just in case I need to migrate, and it's quite a lot of resources, I'm not gonna lie. This is like a good starter amount if you open them all, but just keep them in your bag, try to farm more resources, and then if you need to enter your bag during KVK, feel free to do so, you know? Now, if you are in a situation like mine, where I'm getting my resources back before I migrate, what I'm going to do is pop expansions. Now, troop expansions are something that people use when pushing Zenith powers or pre-KVKs. You will start the train several days in advance, and then when the event comes, you'll just speed up the rest of the time, and it saves you a lot of speed ups. I would actually go ahead and use these and spend the resources before you migrate. I think I'll do it as well, and what I'm going to do is probably upgrade some of these T4s to T5s, or maybe train some more T4s so I can upgrade them to T5 during pre-KVK and during Bastion quests. I think this is something that everyone who's migrating should do. Make sure you use up all the resources that you possibly can, just to get slightly more efficient with your resource costs. Another thing you could do is purchase literally everything from the courier station that costs food and other resources. Also pick up these 1500 ones. These are nice. You never have too many army expansions. And basically that's the gist of migration. Fill your hospital up, try to migrate before you get your troops and resources back. If you can't, use those resources to upgrade your farm accounts, or you can use those resources to start troop training like I will be doing. Make sure you keep your resource in your bag so you can migrate with them. For passports, the first 2 tiers of the bundle is very good value. Also, stock up on silver and buy passports for silver. A lot of people will go to this Alliance shop and purchase other things. I think the passports are the highest value thing in the shop. Besides civilization changes I would say are pretty worth. I think they are like 1 million or 2 million silver to get, so quite expensive, but I think they're worth, because if you had to spend gems on it, it'd be 10,000 gems. So if you don't need the passports or the silver for passports, get those civ changes. I think everything else is pretty low value in my opinion. Maybe VIP points are somewhat worth, but when you need millions of VIP to go to the next tier, it's not really worth. The only thing else I would say are these teleports. If you're a big Kraken and you don't need passports because you're already buying them, then the teleports are really, really important to buy. As a small spender like myself, I'm not teleporting that much around, so it is not too bad for me. And I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys learned something, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I hope this helps you out a little bit. I'm excited to migrate personally to my new kingdom, and I'll be seeing a lot of you guys there. A lot of you guys in my comments have been, hey, saying you're from 3743, so shout out to you guys. And that's about it for this video. Peace!